day 11 of Merry Craftmas. I cannot believe there is only one day left after today. And I know that most of you know I am co-hosting with my crafty BFF, Robin Pitts of Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. I do want to go over the giveaway rules since this is the last weekend. You must be 18 years or older, a visible subscriber to my channel as well as Robin's, and leave a comment daily on each of our videos. And I do have a short video linked below that will show you how to verify your subscription. So you want to make sure your subscriptions are visible. And what I have created today is a Christmas tree embellishment rack with a box here on the bottom to hide some extra goodies. So happy with how these came out. And the paper collections that I used are Cartabella's Home for Christmas and Prima Christmas Sparkle. And I did receive both of these from ASC Craft Supplies. I am a design team member for them, and I have a coupon code, which is Michelle10 for 10% off regular price purchases. I thought this would also make a great advent calendar, and I do have 12 hanging tags, but of course you can do less or you can do more. And I think it could hold a variety of gifts. I'll just go ahead and take one of these out. But I do have embellishments, but I also think you could, if it was for kids or grandkids or family that you were giving money, you could put gift cards or money. You could even put little chapsticks or mini nail files, mini nail polish bottles, Nuvo drops, just a variety of things. The first person that I saw make an embellishment rack was Adriana Alvarez, and I do believe she used a silhouette file that was three-dimensional, and then she put the straws that were hanging. And then I've seen people make tags and then put open box, like a box bottom to connect it. But I thought I would go ahead and put a box with a lid. That way you can have a little surprise element. So there's a variety of ways that you can make an embellishment rack. And I just thought I would use a Christmas tree since it is that time of year. And we'll just do a little walkthrough at the embellishments I've used. I'll scoot this one over here to the side. And on this one, this is the Home for Christmas by Cartabella paper collection. The tree does measure right at 7 3/4, and the widest point it is about 4 5/8. And I used a lot of the chipboard pieces on the front of it, and I used one of the sticker pieces here for the top of the star to put a little snowflake. I used flowers from Hobby Lobby, and I just love how that came out. And then this embellishment rack, I use my Cricut to cut everything out, and I will share my file down below in the description box. So if you are a Cricut user, you should be able to use the file for free because it was in Cricut Access. So you do have to be an Access member or they may charge you so much for the file. And I love how this just looks like a little scene. I loved the wooden bench or pew. And the fa la 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 la, we've got joy and traditions. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And then we have a present down here. I just love that. And then here is one of the side views. And there's my straw holding the hangers. And then on the back, I used another snowflake as a snowflake sticker as a topper for the tree. This time I used this ephemera piece that says joy, and I had to use the red truck with some more poinsettias and these little white flowers. And I loved this Merry Christmas chipboard piece. And down here I had to add the sticker that says you better not pout. And here you can see the tree that was in Cricut Design Space a little bit better. And we will just turn it back around this way, and you can see where you can open the box and have a Merry Christmas sticker there. And I'll just show you a little here. And I did show all of these yesterday, so I'll just do a little quick run through of the holly. And you can see the hanger, and I've just glued my bag in between my sandwich of paper, and then it does open on the bottom so they can reuse these. And the ornaments and the Christmas trees. And if you like my embellishments, I do have all of them linked, whether they were from Silhouette or in Cricut Design Space. But I love the snowflake. I thought it was so pretty. And the candy canes were the candy canes are one of my favorites. And then, of course, Merry Christmas. And we have the hot cocoa. And the skates were my absolute favorite of all the embellishments. We have some little stockings. And then the ho ho ho. And the elf hat. And the really pretty wreath. So I was pleased with all of these projects, and I thought that my embellishments matched the paper collection really well. So you can see the inside here, and I did put a sticker here that says Merry Christmas, and you open the box like so, and it has room for quite a few goodies. And I do believe it is 2.5 inches deep. Well, give the ruler the right way. 2.5 inches deep by 1 inch tall. And I think it's 6 inches, right at 6 inches. So there's quite a bit of room to put some items in there. And I did not put anything in it yet. I want that to be a surprise for my swap partners in case they are watching my videos. And now we'll take a look at the Christmas sparkle, and I've used this beautiful shimmery pink basil cardstock, and I used a lot of the ephemera pieces, and I love the Santa, the vintage look to his face with the pink suit. And we have this adorable little deer with some of the flowers from the paper collection. And I did tuck in a little candy cane there, and I used a chipboard piece with the 25, and the little stars were the mini ornaments from Hobby Lobby. And the tree that I used here in the background is a silhouette fowl, and I will have it linked in the description box. And then I have glued on some little diamond dots and some pearls. So I hope you can see that. I hope they're showing up. It's really pretty. It just adds, in person, you can really see the extra sparkle. I can't tell if it's showing up on camera or not. And we'll turn it around and look at the back side. We have this beautiful angel with some more of the flowers and a heart chipboard piece, and then all the sparkle, a little banner and a heart, and then I tucked in a peppermint and then a little candy cane over here, and once again one of the little mini stars. So I'm hoping you can see all of the little blingy pieces that are the diamond dots, and then I added some flat back pearls. We'll just turn it back around, and I'll go ahead and pull everything off so you can see the inside of the box. So once again, I did the pastel colors for the Christmas sparkle, and I love the candy canes and the ice skates, a little elf hat, and then we have the ornaments, the holly, Merry Christmas, the tree. And the tree is very similar. I know when I was explaining yesterday, I thought I did fairly well at matching the tree to go with the tree on the paper with what I had. Some of the snowflakes, little stockings, the ho 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 with pink peppermint candies, and the wreath, and the pink hot cocoa mug. So I just think those turned out really well. And then here you can see the inside. I just did the tree. I didn't do the filigree layer on the inside. And here is our box, and it opens like so. And I used all of that pretty silver on the inside. It just closes like that. And then you hang all of your goodies on your straw. And I do have a tutorial for this, and I will link my Cricut file as well as the silhouette file below. I have brought in the tree tag and hanger that I used from the Silhouette Design Store, and I will link those in the description box. And for some reason, when I was double checking my measurements, I have gotten them off a little bit. So to recreate what I have done and use the box measurements for the base, we will have to ungroup these trees, and I will have to just line them all up, just put them in the center where they're not hanging over the edge, group all three of them again, we'll group them back, and now we will resize the tree. And for the height, it will be 7.601. And for the width, it will be 4.699. I know I have some odd measurements, so I'm sorry about that. That is the tree size, and of course then you would just ungroup them and cut them out. And you will need 4 of the base pieces with the holes. So I duplicated those 2, and now we'll duplicate 1 more and bring it down here. And this time I'm going to right click and release compound path and click on that little circle and then just hit cut or delete, and we will duplicate that again, and that gives us our 2 pieces for the outside. So once again, 2 pieces with the holes, 2 pieces without for the cardstock base of our trees, and then you will need 4 of each of these pieces here. And now for the tag and the hanger, let's go ahead and reduce the hanger. We're going to lock it, and we're going to take the hanger and change the width to 3 inches. And that comes out to the correct size. Everything is in proportion. I'm not sure what happened with my tree. And then on the tag, we want to increase the width. I'm going to unlock it this time. We want to have a 3-inch wide tag. And then the tag, we want to make it the height 1.110. And I'm just going to bring the tag up, and I want to enlarge so you can see better. So I've brought the tag up, and I just want to go right above where the hanger joins the hook, and I'm going to highlight both of those, go to Object, Align, and we want to align from left to right. And now it's perfectly lined up. I'm going to right click, and we're going to hit Weld, and that gives us our hanger. And what we want to do is duplicate it, and then we want to flip it horizontally. So when we put them together, it will form a nice sturdy hanger. In my Cricut Design Space software, so if you are a Cricut user, I have everything ready for you to just cut it out. I did find this tree here that looked the most similar to the one in Silhouette, which you can also buy the Silhouette file and bring it in Cricut and recreate it. And this was another tree that was in Design Space. So if you have Design Space, I will have this file linked in the description box. You won't have to do anything, just open it and cut it out. The first thing I want to do is I want to show you how we'll make the box that holds the trees together. And this measures 7.5 by 11, and you can tell I've gotten it ready here for the tutorial. On the 7.5 inch side, we are going to score at 1/2 inch all the way down, 3 inches all the way down, 4 inches, 6.5, and then we're going to turn it to the 11 inch side, and we are going to score at 1.5, at 2 1/2, 8 1/2, and 9 1/2. And then we'll take our scissors, and you can see I'm going to cut out these 4 squares on this side and these 2 here. So we'll go ahead and do that. You just want to cut along your score line. And on this one, I'm going to go until it intersects right here in that corner. And I'm going to cut along this one as well. And we'll cut along to that line. Then I'm going to turn it around, and we'll cut right along here. And since this will be a tab, I'm going to cut just a little bit of that off, miter that corner, and we'll do the same thing to this side. And I did cut right through there to that intersection, and I'm going to cut here as well. Forgot to miter this corner. And now for the inside of the lid and the bottom piece, these measure 2 3/8 by 5 7/8. And what will form the sides of the box are 7/8 inches by 5 7/8. And what will be the sides of the box, or the ends rather, the ends of the box will be 7/8 by 2 3/8 inches. I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces on the inside, and then when we fold it up, we'll do it so we won't cover these. And for this piece, which will be the front of the box, you'll want to put your directional paper. If you're using directional paper, you want to put it upside down. But the first thing I want to do is I want to find the center of our section here between the score lines. So I'm measuring between the score lines at 3 inches. Just put a little pencil mark there. And I'm going to bring in a 1-inch hole punch and just line that in where you want your little notch to be, so you can open your box a little bit easier. And now I'll bring in the decorative paper, and I'm just going to glue there. And just line this, line that up like so. And now we'll put our side pieces on, or end pieces. So this is the inside of the box. So these pieces are right side up. This one is upside down. And then on these two, you'll want facing out. So when they're folded up, it'll be right side. And then I'm going to turn it over, and we can decorate these 4 pieces here. This time I used gold matting, and the mats are the same as the inside, but we'll go over it. So you'll have 2 pieces for the outside that measure 5 7/8 by 2 3/8. And then our decorative will be 5 3/4 by 2 1/4. And the sides will be, for the gold matting, is 7/8 by 5 7/8. And the decorative is 3/4 by 5 3/4. Then I'll go here. Then we'll put this piece here on the bottom. I'm just going to glue my decorative paper to my mats, and then I'm going to glue the mats to the base. And then before I start gluing my pieces on, I'm going to bring in my circle punch and line this up so I can just punch that out while it's not too thick for the outside. And I'm going to start at the bottom, and then I can go ahead and punch this out. Wipe off some of the excess glue so my punch doesn't get sticky, and just line that up about there. And then we have our notch cut out. Turn this over to the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this little tab here. Just going to make sure you fold the decorated tab in, and this will go on the outside like so. Make sure that's lined up. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. And then we'll take the large tab and fold it forward. And I am going to snip just a little bit of that off so it doesn't come past the front. And then I'm going to snip just a little bit off this end. And then our box closes just like that. Okay, so now we will glue these decorative pieces to our little tab. It's really good. Nice snug fit. And then I'm going to bring in some score tape and put on the ends. I have our pieces that I cut out with Cricut, and I have 2 here, 2 have a, or 4 here, 2 have a hole and 2 do not have a hole, and these are our decorative pieces. So I am going to go ahead and glue this gold foil to all 4 of the trees, just like that. So I've got my straw and I cut it down to 7 inches, and then I just scored it at a 1/2 inch on each side. And I'm going to trim and make little slits up to that 1/2 inch score mark with my scissors. And I'm just, so we can fray it out after we put it through. And I'll do the same thing to the other side, just to get it started, and then we can always adjust it when we're putting it together. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and glue our trees on our red pieces, our backer pieces. Now we have our pieces ready to do our straw. So you'll want to make sure you turn this facing in, and we'll go ahead and put our straw end through the hole. And then what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and fray it out, and I will need to trim a little bit of the pieces off, just right about here. And like, whoops, got the fold down. Make sure it's laying flat, and I'm going to trim this top piece just a little bit, and make sure you get a piece that is anchored at the top and a piece at the bottom, depending on how many times you've cut it. And I'm just going to put glue on what we've created, the little tabs here on the straw, and then I'll take and hold this down in the place that I want them to be. I have some little clips from Dollar Tree, and they work perfect for this. So if you have those, this is a good time to use them. And let's go ahead and glue the tree to this side. So we'll put some glue on it, and I am going to use some fabric tack so it will move a little bit easier than our glitter glue. I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to take my bone folder and be really careful and just go around the edges. So make sure we get a good seal along the edge. Put a little bit of glue inside there. Bring these back in and clip right there where it's not wanting to grab. And I am going to go ahead and squeeze a little bit more glue inside there. So we've got we'll say the left side of our tree. This is our box. This is the front of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the score tape here along the side, so when we put the other side of our caddy, it will line up with the bottom of the tree. And this box should fit on the trunk. So I'm just lining it up along the bottom and the sides like that, and then I'm going to open it up and just give it a good varnish. Get that score tape adhered. And that looks really good. And now let's take off our score tape up here. If I can get a hold of it. There we go. There we go. And like I said, we've got our left piece. This is our box opening up, is in the front. I'm going to turn it on its left side. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. We want our decorative facing the inside. And I'm just going to line this up along the bottom. Put that score tape back a little bit. So I'm just going to line this up along the bottom and in the sides. That looks good. I'm going to flip it over, and I am going to burnish it before I put the straw through the top, like that. And then it closes like so. And now I'm going to put the straw through, and I have trimmed my straw down some so it would fit in here nicely, so I can glue my pieces down. So that is attached, and I'm going to do the same thing. Put some fabric tack in the middle so I can slide it around. And we'll go ahead and put some extra here where the straw is attached. Flip this over and put it on the outside. I have the 2 hanger pieces cut out, and I did use 2 of the cardstock, so when I glue it together, that hanger is nice and sturdy to hold on the straw. So I have those, and I have 2 pieces of the gold, and these measure 7/8 by 3 1/16, and I'm just going to glue those along there. And I have the decorative paper, and it is 3/4 by 3 1/16, so I'm just going to glue this to the gold and glue it to the hanger. We have our hangers, and you want to make sure that you turn the hangers facing the opposite direction, so when we glue our decorative pieces on, that it will match up. I'm just going to glue these on. And I'm going to go, and now you can see, we'll flip that over and the decorative will be on the outside. So now I'm going to go ahead and put glue along our hanger top and along the bottom here. And I'm going to take my bag, and it is 3 by 4.5. I will try to find where I purchased these and link them. And I'm putting the opening at the bottom so your recipient can open the package and reuse it. And I'm just going to glue up about 1/2 inch on our tag. And I'll put some glue along that part of the tag. And now we can hook this together. Just want to make sure everything lines up. We have our hanger, and it fits on our box like so. So I think it turns out really well. Just want to remind everyone to make sure you have left a comment on all of my videos to be entered into the giveaway, and that you are a visible subscriber. I do have the Merry Craftmas playlist linked in the description box below. I hope everyone has a fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final day. Bye-bye.